With the emergence of AI this year, we are starting to see major shortages in computing power, and this will have a rippling impact on the cost of businesses. In this episode, I will be digging into just how fragile our supply chain is when it comes to the GPUs that are driving many of our technological advancements today, but also how these upcoming supply constraints are going to be a major catalyst in an up-and-coming market sector that will bring some massive opportunities with it. The launch of ChatGPT put AI in the forefront of everyone's minds. Since then, it seems like AI is literally everywhere. New tools are being launched daily, and in a recent survey of 100 executives by CNBC, 47% said that AI is their top spending area in technology over the next 12 months, and 58% said that AI is a critical part of their strategy. What many people don't realize is that AI requires a tremendous amount of computing power and storage. Well, there are certainly some companies that have thrived from this newfound demand. Now, this is a list of the 6 most valuable companies in the entire world, and all of them are valued at over $1 trillion. Now, you probably recognize most of these, but the company I want to focus on is NVIDIA. In the last 5 years, this company's stock has shot up over 600%, and this year alone, it's up over 200%. Well, 87% of NVIDIA's revenue comes from the design and sale of GPUs. But what exactly is a GPU? Well, GPU stands for Graphics Processing Unit, and they are used for a number of things, including video editing, gaming, 3D graphics and rendering, blockchains and crypto mining, but most notably, machine learning and AI. Well, with the growth of AI, the demand for these GPUs is unprecedented, really, and beginning to outstrip supply. And it's rumored that NVIDIA is sold out into next year already. NVIDIA isn't the only company facing this problem, as the next 2 largest GPU suppliers, AMD and Intel, are actually facing the exact same challenges. Now, you may be thinking, why don't they just manufacture more? Well, they can't, because when it comes to these high-end GPUs, none of these companies actually manufacture them themselves. They do design and sell them, but all 3 of these companies actually outsource the manufacturing process. Here's the crazy part. They all use the same company, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, otherwise known as TSMC. But it gets crazier. TSMC is also the supplier for Apple, Qualcomm, and even the US military. In fact, 90% of the world's high-end microchips come from this one entity. That may be one of the reasons everyone is keeping such a close eye on the China-Taiwan situation. But you might be thinking, why doesn't TSMC just manufacture more microchips? Well, unfortunately, it's not that easy. That's because there's only one company in the entire world that is capable of manufacturing the machines that TSMC requires to manufacture microchips. This company is ASML, which also happens to be the largest company in all of the Netherlands. Now, not only are these machines that they manufacture incredibly expensive at 200 million a pop, but they are incredibly complex. In fact, the laser in the machine alone has over 457,000 components. The main issue, though, is that the lead time when you order these is 1.5 to 2 years. And looking back 2 years ago, there was no way to know that we would see this type of demand rooting from the emergence of AI. Needless to say, we are going to see some serious supply shortages when it comes to GPUs, and it's going to have a major impact moving forward. Now, GPUs are not only being used for AI, but also video editing and gaming and 3D graphics and rendering. When you take a closer look at these functions, the vast majority of these services are being done through cloud services, and cloud services has become a huge industry. In fact, it's estimated that approximately 94% of businesses use cloud services today. And it makes sense. In the past, companies had to purchase and manage their own on-site servers for storage and computing, which is not only incredibly expensive, but also complex and requires hiring specialized employees. Cloud service providers like Amazon and Microsoft invest massive amounts of capital to build out large centralized servers, which they have the expertise to manage and essentially rent out storage and computing power to businesses. This enables businesses to more easily scale, is much more cost effective, and overall allows businesses to focus on, well, their actual business. We have already seen major price increases in cloud services from these large centralized entities over the last year. And when you consider these supply constraints, I think it could get a lot worse. Now, aside from cost, using centralized solutions like this does have other downsides. For instance, when everything is stored in one single location, well, there's one point of failure. And if the servers go down in that one location, you can have massive outages. There's also only one place for bad actors to target with cyber attacks. Now, either one of these situations can be incredibly disruptive to businesses. For these reasons, the emergence of decentralized cloud storage and decentralized cloud computing solutions have been gaining steam. The concept is that people can host storage and computing power in a decentralized way across various locations, so there isn't a single point of failure, which ultimately offers more resilience. The overall cost for consumers to use these networks is also much lower than that of the large entities that own the space today, which gives them a competitive advantage. Now, you're probably wondering, if Amazon and Microsoft can't get their hands on these GPUs, how are individuals going to? Well, this is where things get really interesting, because the crypto space just had a massive amount of idle GPU capacity become available. And we are already starting to see it being put to work. With the demand there and this capacity opening up, things are really aligning for this sector. And that is what I'll be covering in my next video. I want to remind you to please subscribe and like this video. I invest a lot of time researching and preparing these videos, and I want to make sure I get it in front of as many people as possible. So anything you can do to help me is much appreciated. My name is Bradley Meyer. This is the DePIN Connection. My passion is to connect and empower people like yourself. And in turn, I urge you to do the same with others. Looking forward to seeing you in my next video.